For our middle school winner, Mr. Armani McGowan.
Here am I, send me, by Armani McGowan. The Civil Rights Movement in 1959 was an intense time for a generation who grew up knowing that change only comes by sacrifice. The leaders during this time knew that whatever it takes must become their means to an end, particularly who would be a means to end the degradation of the human race. The question, if not us, then who? If not now, then when? Posed by John Lewis, civil rights leader, to college students in Nashville, Tennessee. The question pondered on their minds: what must I do to change the society that I live in? A society where lives are being shaped by the warped mindset of leaders blinded by deep-seated hatred, which produces an era of death and destruction for the oppressed. The students were so impacted by John Lewis's question that they took action on Jim Crow segregation by calling out all that was wrong and taking every step to see it through. Much like the question God asked Isaiah in the 6th chapter, 8th verse. Also, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" Then I said, "Here am I, send me." Here, the students determined the severity of the moment and the realization that they were needed to bring forth a change where all men are seen as equals, which my family and I experience today, which in turn helped to build a nation up to understand that segregation was at its end. Thank you.
Our high school winner, Miss Hannah Bernard.
In the late months of 1959, students from 4 African American colleges made plans to arrange a large-scale sit-in campaign targeting segregated stores and restaurants. James M. Lawson was the leader of the movement and helped to prepare all the participants through workshops that showed them how to handle certain situations. Once the campaign was put into action, local police responded to the sit-ins and started arresting participating demonstrators. Despite the arrest, students continued the movement by sending waves of students to take the place of those who had been arrested. The sit-ins continued until April 19th when a bomb was placed at Z. Alexander Luby's house. Luby was an African-American attorney who was one of the main lawyers for the students arrested during the sit-ins. The incident caused demonstrators to come together, march on City Hall, and meet with Mayor Ben West. When publicly asked about his own opinion, he was opposed to segregation. The students participating in the sit-ins had the biggest impact because they began the desegregation movement. By standing their ground and participating in sit-ins, even if it meant getting arrested, they made desegregation possible in Nashville. These students were determined to get the attention of the nation and prove just how wrong it was to treat people differently just because of their skin tone. If it wasn't for these students, segregation could have gone on for several more decades. Mayor Ben West had a lot of power to influence others since he was a mayor, yet he still chose to sit back and watch as students got arrested trying to prove a point that he could have easily made. It took a group of innocent students getting arrested for sitting somewhere for Mayor Ben West to come out and voice his opinion on the sit-ins and the desegregation of the city. Although his words had the biggest effect on the opinion of others, the students still worked harder and sacrificed more to prove their opinion on the situation and end segregation. Although Mayor Ben West waited to speak on the subject, he still had a big impact on the outcome. He was one of the first public figures to come out and publicly announce that he felt that segregation was wrong. He felt that the people shouldn't be separated based off of their color of their skin. By announcing this publicly, he set the foundation for segregation to be stopped altogether. Though Mayor West definitely contributed to the desegregation of Nashville, the students had the biggest impact on ending segregation. If the students had not begun the protest movement by participating in sit-ins, then Mayor West may have decided to keep his opinions private, therefore nothing would have been changed. By having him come forward and give his opinion, it was the start of the end of segregation. If they wouldn't have protested, then this country could have still been subjected to segregation for several more decades.